this morning we're going to be working with goats and also learning more about growing turmeric, and also going to be working with our Jerusalem artichokes. So come along and let's see what we can learn today.
Come on, babies. That one's a different one, but we need to look at it.
Yeah, look at it. Sometimes it walks on it and sometimes it doesn't.
It looks like maybe it's just injured it. Like,
I wonder if that's the... No, that one car's back leg.
that one there is still favoring, that black one's still favoring its leg. Where is the one with the swollen?
I think that might be it right
With in the red thing?
I'll tell you. Maybe we should shut that and we should... Moses, you get pain, buddy.
That little one's in here.
Right there. Yeah, baby. Alright, you can go around it anyway.
Just out there.
Moses quit now, buddy. You might have to get him Moses out.
If we put this one back over there, then we could let the rest of these out.
Hey.
Oh, you're thick.
Moses, you're growing up, buddy. You get to go in a minute. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
noises as chewing my gloves.
Okay, now let's turn our attention to turmeric. Last year I planted turmeric for the first time. I planted 2 hills in this area right here, and in the fall I harvested 1 hill, and I left 1 to see how it would overwinter here in central North Carolina. So today, this is the last part of March, I'm going to dig that up and see what's happening under there and see what we want to do with it. Replant some, take some in the house, and just see how it's performing here. Well, I see some earthworms in here, and I see a little bit of turmeric. Doesn't look like this one grew very big last year. But I am learning. I always like to learn new things. See, the ground's very moist, but it looks like it kept well over the winter. I think I can replant that. Okay. Broke off a little one. And I think I can replant that. know about that. Maybe I could replant that. Earthworms, that's good. Okay, I think I'll replant that one. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces there that I'm going to replant and see how that does for this coming year. And I think I'll take at least one of these little rhizome, I think. And it's called, I think, a rhizome. And put that in a pot in the house and try to get it growing sooner because it's warm in there, and see how that turns out for us. So we harvested a little bit, and I've got 4 to plant from that one from last year, so that's a plus. I think it's not bad for the first time I've tried it. So I'm going to put one right back in here. And then I'll put the others over here near that. And don't expect these to start growing until the weather gets a lot warmer. And ideally they would have a long growing season. Then they could get larger. Cover those back up with the mulch. And then we'll see how that does this year. Now I've got 3 yogurt cartons here, and I've made holes in the bottom so this can drain and water won't stand in the bottom. And I'm going to put pieces of turmeric in there. Then I'll take this into our house where our plant shelf is with the fluorescent lights on it. And the heat mat. And I'll see if I can get those started early in there and then move them to the garden later, and hopefully it will have a longer growing season and it can grow bigger and better next year. This is the turmeric that I brought into the kitchen. Now this plant did not produce a very good harvest compared to the one I had last fall, but still it's good because it's given me something to work with, to learn from. So this is what I, like I said, brought into the kitchen after I planted 3 hills in the garden and planted 3 pots that I set at my heat mat under the fluorescent lights. Now let's turn our attention to Jerusalem Artichoke. These are the artichoke that I left in the ground over winter so I could dig them up this spring and separate them and replant. If you remember, last fall I did a video on the importance of separating the artichokes and replanting rather than just leaving them and letting them grow crowded like that for the next year. So this is an example of the size I got when I let them grow crowded, and then this is an example of the ones when I separated them and replanted and they had more room to grow. So I like it much better when I separate them and they can grow larger. So this morning I have cut down this cover crop that I had here behind me in this bed, and I'm going to dig these up and separate them. But first I'm going to do some hoeing back here in this bed, so when I separate them I can plant back here and spread it out down the row some. So I'm going to start with doing some hoeing. Like I say, this is how I get my exercise. Now I'm going to add some chipped wood on top of the spot where I've hoed a little bit and get ready to plant some of these Jerusalem artichokes. Now let's see what we have in here. One small one. And there's another small one with some good roots. It's trying to grow. There's another one. Another one's got roots. Actually, I am surprised at how small these are. That's a small one trying to grow again. Let's see what's down in this hole now. Another small one. There's a larger one. There's one trying to grow. See earthworms in here. Always glad to see them. This will be just the third year that I have grown Jerusalem artichoke. So I am learning. I think I cracked something. Yeah, split that one. Okay, there are those. Now let's get some in the ground. So to plant, I'm just going to separate this mulch I put here and dig a hole to put my artichoke in. Okay, we'll see how this works for this coming season. So stay with me and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great day and I wish you a happy gardening season.